Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your Goddess Guru, and I'm here to talk to you about affirmations and astrology. I hope everyone is doing well. Last week turned out better than I imagined. I know that, in some regards it was hard. There's like this internal thing that's going on for me. A lot of it has to do with what's going on with my transits and just life in a little bit of transition, though not terrible. So it was like I had to like really monitor my inner landscape, but I give thanks that it didn't seem to me to be anything earth shattering that happened. So I'm not ruling anything out because this major aspect that has shaped 2021 is still going on, and one of them has like part of this meeting has very surprising, shocking energy, and so I'm just like, no, you're not gonna get me. But I will say I'm grateful that thus far it seems like all is well. The actual day that these two planets met, Saturn Uranus, was third times was a charm on day up. Okay, now I don't know what else is gonna happen, but that I can live with. So I hope everyone is doing well, and welcome to your last week of 2021, the year that has been really all about the business of the business, baby. Okay. 2022 is shaping up to be nicer. And, I will say though that it's so important for us to stay the course and taking ourselves in a whole new direction. Like there is no going back. I would just see it as, you know what? This is my new normal. As a matter of fact, somebody who, I didn't realize that I had this up. Hold on one second. Hey, yeah, I didn't realize I had that up. A friend of mine created this shirt. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it says normal is canceled. Normal's canceled, baby. Okay. Um, so yeah, like for real, y'all. Normal's canceled. It's time to go in a whole new direction. I know everybody isn't doing something new and different, and we just need to keep in that vein. That's the directive. Go in the new direction and keep going. Receive the blessings and the miracles that are coming, and just keep going in that direction. Okay. So I do want y'all to know that my inner circle, it's what I call it, is the goddess membership and community is open, and you are invited to join. And this week, I'll give you a taste of what it's like to be in the inner circle. And yeah, just kind of show you some of the things that are there and what we do. And I probably should have asked some of the members to come on. They're typically in the chat. So whenever I go live, you can hear from some of the ladies who are there in the chat. But yeah, that is open. And I invite you to come in and be a part of a community that is committed to spirituality, goddess centered, ancient, indigenous spirituality, and where you will feel normal. Like normal is canceled, but you will feel normal. In the inner circle because you just get to be who you are and enjoy your style of spirituality with other people who are the same, spiritual, not religious, feminine, into the goddess, lifestyle, loving astrology, different things like that. And appreciating the fact that they don't have to scour the internet all the time. I know the ladies who I work with, they're very erudite, they're very intelligent. And so they do study all kinds of things or whatever. But they know where home is. They know every week I'm going to be delivering the deets. And that's what I'm getting ready to show you all. What I do within the inner circle, week after week after week. This is my third year. I started 3 years ago, right around this time, sharing monthly and weekly wisdom. And so I typically, kind of show you what I call the spiritual care package, which I guess, my spiritual care package wanted to make its debut from the door. So here we go, baby. So yeah, this is the spiritual care package. I I'm going to go through this. I make a video and I provide an audio for people who like audio. And then you get this printable to refer back to all month long. So let's see what we have here. Actually, I'll have to move this over here because otherwise I'll have problems looking at it. So you'll see me looking like I'm looking off screen. So the first thing I want to focus on for this week, it's the last week um, this year. Um, and so one of the things that I will focus on is the importance of working with the ancestors and taking your ancestors with you into 2022. And we're starting out 2022 in Capricorn. Venus is there retrograde. Capricorn is this ancestral energy. It's oftentimes related to the father's lineage, but it definitely has to do with family. And Venus is retrograde there, and Jupiter is going to be in Pisces starting on December the 28th. And Pisces is actually a sign that can be related to the ancestors because it's the sign of the unseen, and that's where our ancestors are, our guides, and other energies like that too. But it is an energy that is related to the ancestral lineage. And in indigenous cultures, especially the one I'm a part of, Ifa, the ancestors, it's like to not work with the ancestors is it's like we wouldn't even think of it. It's because the ancestors, they have lived, they have a vested interest in you, in your children, in your siblings, in your family. Even if you come from a dysfunctional family, your ancestors care about you, your ancestors of light. And part of our job, everybody's job, is to do their part in healing their ancestral lineage as well as carrying on that legacy. And so, working with your ancestors is important, especially if you're trying to figure out what am I supposed to do? Or say, for instance, you need help with something. You want to work with the ancestors. And so I encourage you this week to make sure that you, it feels like something's on my face, that you work with your ancestors and honor your ancestors as you go into this new year, and ask them to come in and assist you in 2022. At the very least, what I would recommend is to just ask the ancestors to cover the whole family, So that's what I do, especially the younger generations. And then with the Orsair, what I want to offer to you all with Orsair is how authentic are you living? And this is something that you want to take into 2022. It's been hard to live the lie in 2020 and 2021. These have been some of the most humbling years. OMG. These have been some humbling years. And it's just been such a pressure cooker. It's been hard to be anything other than who and what you are. And so once things start, depressurizing in 2022, which I'm not saying 2022 is going to be the easiest year. It'll be much better in some regards, but there's still something about 2022 that, for me, it's the Pluto return for the United States that has me like, I'm not certain. I'm not quite certain. But what I do know is every time we honor the mandate of the energy, when we honor the mission that we're in, then everything works out in our favor. I subscribe to a higher intelligence that beats everything. It beats everything and everyone. All the things that we hear, all the people that are against us, and all the conspiracy theories that we hear out there, the higher infinite intelligence of the universe beats it all. And that's where I stand. That's where I put all my faith, hope, love, and trust in. And that's what I seek to experience more than anything. So, in the end, it doesn't really matter if I'm nervous about the Pluto return. The United States is a wreck right now, just a train wreck right now. Anyway, whatever. But, there's a lot of good. Like, I really love the Jupiter placement. And yeah, and so what I will say is, as things feel easy for us, the biggest thing that we want to do is to make sure we enter into life with authenticity, that we stay committed to only being who and what we are, making no apologies about it, period. And the period has a T at the end, and it also has a period. Like, seriously, authenticity is, I offer to you, one of the main um, is one of the key words for 2022. Be authentically who and what you are, even when people push back up against you. Just do you, boo. Just do you. Okay. So, yeah. Now, another thing about Orser is it's very important to take that time out to get quiet and to meditate and to connect with your higher self. It's interesting because today I had a channel come to me regarding the higher self, and I will share that within my newsletter first. So make sure you're on my newsletter. I will send that video out there first, and it was just really interesting what came to me. So that's very important. I, it's interesting as I find myself seeking to do my spiritual growth and evolution, and I am more and more committed to getting quiet and connecting with the higher infinite wisdom. To me, that's the ultimate. And that to me is what is most important. How much quiet time can we find? How much can we pull ourselves from being distracted from the truth within us? And that's what Arcer is all about, is pulling yourself away from the world so that you can be who you are. You can connect with your true self. That's something that I would offer to you all this week. Okay. Now, let me see here. The next thing that I want to look at, oh, shoot, is let me just go down a little bit. I think I'm going to go back up. I want to talk about opportunity. One of the reasons I want to talk about opportunity is Jupiter is moving into Pisces. Jupiter is always about opportunity. Jupiter is always about looking at the bigger picture and seeing, what's the wisdom in this and what's the opportunity. So when Jupiter moves into Pisces, it is definitely about opportunity. Even when it moves into Aries later in 2022, it will be about opportunity because Jupiter does very well in Pisces and Aries. And so, and it's this energy of expansion. And so this week, I want you to look at, how has 2021 been an opportunity for you? What opportunities have been there? And then as you move into when you were looking at the opportunities that you've had in 2021, and then you want to look at what opportunities do you want to experience in 2022, or how can you open yourself up to actually see that opportunities are there? Part of it does come from connecting with this authentic side of yourself, so that, because when you're rolling authentic, you just show up and you just are, and you can just see things for what they really are. And an opportunity when you see it, and something when it's like, nah, I'm good. That's not the opportunity for me. So this week, I think it's important for us to really think about this word of opportunity. And you can see it says, arises from your commitment to yourself to believe you are able to meet the challenges of life with trust. And so I do encourage you to believe in yourself. And, Pisces is actually a sign that is about endings. And it might be a good time while Jupiter is in Pisces to look at what needs to end. Like, you can see when this ends, it will allow you to expand. Or maybe there's an ending that needs to happen and you haven't been able to create this ending but there will be some wisdom that will come to you that will help you to end, so that when we start moving into Aries, you're ready for a fresh new start. When Jupiter moves into Aries, that's going to be around May. Um, so yeah, I encourage you to do that. Um, and also the other thing about opportunity is, you know, we're moving into a new year. And so 2022 is an opportunity for you, what? Fill in the blank. That's another way that I would look at opportunity for this week. Yeah. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna move on. Now, I love breathing. I think breathing is so important. And so the breath of the month that I put in here for the inner circle is soft belly breathing. I think that that would be great breath work for this week. It's very gentle. And I see this week as a week that is about winding things down, because we're in a waning phase. We're in the last two phases of the moon that are part of the waning phase. We're in the second quarter moon, or the last quarter moon, and we're at the balsamic moon, or the waning crescent moon. And these are definitely about releasing, letting go, and really prepping ourselves for this new moon, which will be on January the 2nd, prepping ourselves so that we're open and receptive, that our consciousness is open and receptive to whatever seeds of intentions that we place at that Capricorn moon. And so Capricorn is about success. You want to sow something material? Let me tell you, that is a moon. If you have material gains that you want to make no mistake about it. Or if there's something that requires patience, and being someone who is like, I will stay and stick until the end with you, this is Capricorn. Okay. If you need to say, I just need to get real about something, this is the moon for you. Do you want to make something happen? This is the moon for you. And so this week, we want to be releasing and letting go, so that we can just fully connect with the energy of this moon, because the new moon is about planting seeds of intention, and being receptive. And so, that's what we want to be doing this week leading up to that moon. And so bel- ah, the soft belly breathing, it will help you to do some of that releasing. Oftentimes I tell people it's very important that you take care of your body when you're doing spiritual work, because it can shell shock you, especially when you're doing releasing work. It can really shock the system. And so, you can look it up. Typically, you can see here I provided a link. But what I want to tell you, I don't know how this looks. Hold on one second, y'all, because it looks a little bit different. Yeah, on my screen. I'll blow it up just a little bit more. Yeah. Um, is You take your hand and I'm gonna you take your hand and place it over your heart, and then you take your other hand and you place it over your belly. Oh, right here. And then you just inhale and exhale. And you inhale down into your belly until your belly becomes like a pot belly. And then you exhale, and then your belly softens down. Inhale, your belly expands out like as tight as you can get it out. And then exhale, you just let it come back in. Beautiful. And it helps to ease stress, and it helps you to stay present. Let's just do a couple more. When I tell y'all, to me, spiritual goals involve doing breath work. I'm trying to tell ya. Okay, so the essential oil that I will offer to you all this week is sandalwood. It's good for enhancing meditation and bringing peace to a space. And the other part that I love about this is it helps wishes come true, protection, and attracting benevolent spirits, which I think is so perfect for Venus being in Capricorn. And yeah, I just really think that that's a great essential oil for this month. Um, in terms of the goddess, um, I said I was going to say Tasana. I can't remember which culture she's from, but the reason I'm choosing Tasana is because she has to do with hope. And that's another key word I think that is important for everybody to go into the new year with is have hope. Okay. We definitely want to look forward to having good times and celebrating and being grateful for all the goodness that 2022 will bring. And even being grateful, one of the goddesses that I love working with, she's supreme, is in my life, is Tahuti. I mean, excuse me, Ma'at. And Ma'at says she gives thanks for the things that make her feel warm and fuzzy and the things that make her just feel warm. And that's because she can see how they all are playing in her favor. Everything is working in her favor. Everything is an opportunity to my eye. So my eye is hopeful. She is optimistic and she keeps her eye on the vision. And this is a week where I think it's important to, you know, consider your vision for 2022. Now, I am somebody who knows there's many cycles. We're in this Capricorn season, and Capricorn is a sign that has to do with cycles. And so, yeah, we're excited about 2022. We need to bless it, and but also know that sometimes it takes a little while to build the vision. Like in the inner circle, I take my time. I have figured out it's to try to like pack it all in at the end of the year. Most people want to unpack the year. So we just unpack the year and then we also look at what's to come. And I do that in December and in January. So we'll continue to do that also if you join us. So you can see here this month I talked about, well, every month I talk about, what are the primary modalities. We have a lot of cardinal energy going on right now just because we have a lot of planets in Capricorn. So it's a time of new beginnings. Capricorn is a time of new beginnings, y'all. It really is. And let me see here. What else? We have a lot of earth going on right now because of Capricorn. Um, Sorry to be scrolling on y'all. I just want to see where everything is. Let's see here. Earth, earth, earth. Yeah, we have a lot going on in earth. And water is like the next one, especially once, well, no, let me see here. Yeah, once Jupiter moves into water, it's mostly like this earth energy that's going on right now, earth and water, and cardinal energy, because it's all about new beginnings. So, yeah. So let me go down to week number 4. Where's that week one? It's going to be about right here. Okay, so here we go. So we start the week out in the waning moon phase, time to release, let go, and purge. And so, yeah, I'm excited about this week. Actually, I just feel like it's so appropriate because the year is ending with the moon being in a waning time. So it's just so perfect about releasing and letting go. And I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, like I said, Pisces, Jupiter moving into Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It is about releasing and letting go of stuff. Let me see here. What else did I want to do? Then let me see here, y'all. Sorry about this. Not sorry, really. It's not anything is too wrong. I just decided I wanted to bring up this lunar calendar. So let's look at what it means for it to be waxing in this lunar calendar. Now, I love this calendar because I created it for the inner circle. And it's something that I'm like, we've got to stick and stay. We got to make sure we go through this calendar day in and day out. So it helps us to stay on point, because that's what ends up happening. A lot of times we start forgetting, and this is the reminder. And it just has a lot of good, um, it's a great tool. I'll put it that way. So we're in the last quarter moon today. Let go of control, learn from the phase, purge energy. So what needs to be purged? That's something that I would do. The last quarter moon is what is called an active phase. Some of the phases are more passive and some are active. And so active is about taking action. So what do you want to release? What do you want to let go? What needs to be purged? Is it in your body? Is it in your mind? Is it in your spirit? Is it in your emotions? Is it in your home? What needs to be purged? Um, and what have you learned from this phase? And I just say take stock of the whole year. Like, really sit down and write down, what did you learn from 2021? What are the big takeaways? And part of the reason journaling is so important is because that becomes your memory. You can go back and look at your journal to see what were the goals that you wanted to achieve, and what were the lessons, what were the things that you overcame. It looked like this was something bad, but you overcame it. Like, for me, I'm not gonna lie, COVID was no joke. I still am in awe that I started the year out midnight, January 1st, 2021, COVID, in bed, didn't even know I had it, and it affected me for most of the year. And once I was able to feel like, okay, I've moved past it, man, I am super grateful to be able to taste food, or to have energy to work out, because I have been not doing a great job of working out at last year. And to feel like you can't, and then once I got my energy back, it's like, oh, I can do this. That has been a major thing for me. Health and wellness has been a huge thing for me all year. Um, and I just feel like this deep gratitude. That's just me giving an example. Okay. Some of the things I've overcome, like, I have made progress on my business. I went from just feeling fearful, I'll put it that way, to telling myself, you got to get past this. You got to do more. You've got to show up more. If this is what you want to do with your life, you got to be serious about it. And so it's a lot of things that I do, that, like my newsletter. That newsletter, I love it when y'all tell me you like my newsletter. That's very intentional. It is not just happening. It is me walking through a lot of doors, jumping over a lot of hurdles, and making a lot of choices this year to offer what I know I can offer. Again, I don't have anyone here. I'm just streaming it live for you all. That way, it's just more of like a straight shot, and won't last as long. So that's why I'm offering my examples. I would love to hear from you. Why don't you put some in the comments? What have you overcome? What have you achieved? How are you new and different? Remember, 2021, it was a pressure to change and go in the direction that you're supposed to go in. OMG, oh my God, that is what has happened to me this year. Pressure to change, baby. Like, oh, you're going to change, Tyrone Milade Hargrove. You're going to make these changes, baby. And so now we're also going to be at the end of the week. It starts around the 28th, 29th, the waning crescent moon, which is right before the new moon. So this is a passive phase. And so it's more about taking it down a notch, chilling out, um, self-care, relaxing, grounding yourself, centering yourself. And so I just encourage you, do the soft belly breathing. That is something that is good for grounding yourself. Maybe do some energy work, balance your chakras. That would also help with that. Okay. So for the new moon, I'm just going to go on ahead and just jump ahead. This is typically I do the new moon workshop within the inner circle, and I do the full moon workshop here on my public channel. But the new moon, for the new moon, what you want to think about, and you want to think about it for this particular phase, or excuse me, yeah, the next moon phase that starts with the new moon in Capricorn, as well as 2022. What do I want to bring into reality now? That's something to think about, okay? What do I need to change for this to come through? And what is my next step? These are things that you want to put pen to paper, okay? And I will give you some things to think about for this new moon spread. Actually, I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'll come back because instead of closing the doors on December 31st to the inner circle, I'm going to close them on January the 2nd. So I will come back and talk about this particular piece here. So let's just go back to the spiritual care package. And so, yeah, Jupiter moves into Pisces, which is very generous and loving. I am excited about this placement. OMG, I'm so excited. I'm a Pisces. And so the water signs, we're going to be in heaven. I think most water signs, for sure, Taurus and Capricorns are going to be happy. I'm not sure how Virgos are going to feel. It's going to be a little bit of a challenging transit for Virgos. Thankfully, Jupiter is, loving and kind and everything. But yeah, I really want to commend you all for making it through 2021. This is a beast of a year. You're the real MVPs. What can I say? You did that, Queen. You did that. For any of the kings out there watching, wow, I really offer you kudos. I often think to myself, for the infinite to reduce itself into this physical form, and us to come in here and to be the almighty in physical form, having completely and totally forgotten and oftentimes lost in space-time continuum happenings, and we just keep waking up every day giving it a try, even though some days it's just crappy. There's the highs and the lows, the peaks and the valleys, and we just keep at it. I just really honor you. I really do. I respect you for that. And 2021 has been no joke. These last 2 years, no joke. And it just really touches my heart. As frustrated as I get sometimes with just wishing things were so much better for everybody. I want everybody to have a good experience. I'm a Pisces, okay? So, we're dreamers. And that people are being hurt and harmed by other folks, and things are just not all the time in a way where it's beneficial to everybody. I still have hope. I have hope because we just keep at it. We keep going, and then you see all the little babies, and it's like you just got to keep going for the next generation. And I commend you and I applaud you. I know that you did something well. I know you did a lot well this year. And so, yeah, I just say kudos to you. Okay. So, yeah, we're toasting to 2021 and we're toasting to you. So, yeah, Jupiter moves into Pisces, increase in abundance, wealth, compassion, forgiveness, and universal love. Now, one thing I do want to say, this is something I learned from one of the best astrologer I know. One of the best teachers, this astrologer, is one of the reasons that I do so well at astrology. And what he said was, Jupiter helps you. Jupiter and Pisces helps you if you've been doing what you're supposed to do. Jupiter is a little bit of, we have to respect the energy of Jupiter. It will bring good fortune, but Jupiter will increase stuff indiscriminately. And so we just want to make sure we're doing whatever the mission is. Okay. Whatever you're supposed to be working on, you know this. Even if you don't know astrology, you know what you're supposed to be working on. Jupiter is going to help it. And so that's a good thing, because Jupiter, it can bring an excess of something. And with it being in Pisces, you know, we just want to make sure that we don't get too dreamy, you know. Pisces, I mean, we are some dreamers, baby. Like, we can see some stuff that is not there. We, our imaginations a lot of times are on fleek. And in a way it can get you in trouble, because Pisces it's like it has this energy of being blind. Pisces can just see the good in everybody, to the point where it's like, man, there is no good right now. This person is not being a good person. It's boundless energy, and it'll just mesh and, you know, conform and become one with anything and everything, right? So we want to just make sure that we are using this energy in a way where it is allowing us to expand and experience miracles where it seems like there's been no miracles for the last few years. We're going to experience miracles, y'all, because of Jupiter and Pisces. The main thing that I want to offer you all about Jupiter and Pisces is you want to be charitable, okay? You want to be charitable. You want to go do something nice for other people and expect nothing in return. And I sometimes say you want to make sure that you just do nice things for people because that's what you were called to do in that moment. And yeah, it's great for healers, artists, spiritual leaders, the medical community, nonprofits, and people who work with children. Um, yeah. So we Mercury will move into. Oh, I think that was accidentally left there, because I'm like, what? Mercury is already in Capricorn. Just ignore all that. Just ignore all that. Okay. So we started out the week for a short period of time with the moon in Virgo, but right now, today is Monday. The moon is in Libra. Libra does help to bring balance. Oh my gosh, I've needed some balance, because, yeah, I made this Coca-Cola cake for my family, and I have, like, I should not be eating Coca-Cola cake. So yeah, this has been me telling myself, reining myself back in from sweets, because yes, me and sweets, that's enough. And then the moon is going to move into Scorpio. Such a perfect moon, since we're in a time of releasing and letting go, because that's what Scorpio is about. And then we're going to end the week on a high with the moon in Sagittarius. Oh my gosh, y'all just watch. And that's another reason that I think about it, that I chose Tasana, which has to do with hope. Because Sagittarius has to do with hope. It's optimism. It's the same energy as the beautiful, you know, one of my favorite goddesses, Ma'at, hope for the future, visioning and seeing, like, we're going all the way to the top, baby. Now, the one thing I will say is they use divine law to do this. So I just encourage you to make sure that you revisit what are the laws of the universe and incorporate them into your, you know, your 2022, remembering that, you know, 2022 with Jupiter and Pisces, it's time to be opening up, you know, opening yourself up to miracles happening in your life and the lives of those you love. Let's see here. So yeah, other indications are it's some other aspects that are going to happen this week. So let's see here. So it's something going on with Mercury, apparently. So something for mental tasks, social contact tasks, reading and writing about spiritual, inspirational, and emotionally uplifting topics. Also, just a good time for connections, making money. And yeah, so I'm not going to go too much in detail about that, because sometimes to me that kind of gets boring. But yeah, happy December, happy 2021, happy new year to you all. You'll be hearing from me more this week. I wish you a wonderful 2022, And I appreciate you all for being here with me today. Oh, look, I need to offer y'all some affirmations. The first affirmation says, I am joyful. Look at that. I pulled these yesterday. I was supposed to do this yesterday. So, wow, this is so perfect. I am joyful. I experience beauty and delight in each moment. And so I encourage you to open yourself up to being joyful this week and celebrating what you have accomplished in 2021. Even if it has been a hard year, you accomplished something. Okay. And joy invites, um, mm, joy invites more of what you want into your life. So I do encourage you to do things this week that help to bring you joy. And then the next one, I love this. I am intentional. I move forward calmly and with purpose. I am intentional. So again, I just pull the cards. I don't really think about them too much until it's time for me to talk to you all. So I'm just like, wow, that is so perfect for this week. It's the perfect week to be intentional. I know, some of us may want to check out a little bit, and I encourage you intentionally check out. Be intentional about checking out. Say, you know what? Checking out. Be intentional about it. But also be intentional with taking stock of 2021 and setting yourself up for a happy 2022. And I say living life intentionally. That goes back to that or Sarah. That's to me really the only way to live. And it does come from doing that work where we connect with our higher self and we listen to our higher self, and we are operating from our authenticity, instead of, doing things that other people want us to do when we really don't want to do them. Or just sort of, it's one thing to go with the flow, but it's something else to go with the flow and not really, you're not intentionally going with the flow. It's just sort of by default. You know what I mean? So be intentional this week. What do you need to be intentional about? Do you need to be intentional with your time? Do you need to be intentional with getting something done that you said you're going to get done? How can you be intentional? And one thing about intentions, you got to write them down, baby. You got to write them down. To me, that's it. You need to write these intentions down, baby. I just feel like when we write them down, it is so. It is so. So thank you all so much for being here. And I will see you all later this week. And I wish you a wonderful and amazing week. Let me know what is your takeaway from this sharing. I would love to hear from you all. And yeah, I'll see y'all somewhere here in the Goddess Body Mind Spirit world. Peace and love. Mwah.